Alex won't be seen tonight, so he can bring you a very special episode of the Gen X Files. Welcome to the Gen X Files. I'm Jim.
I'm Adam.
And today's show is all about For the Stepdads. Oh, your springy old stepdads are in the Easter spirit. We're eating our candy and our egg. Well, not eggs.
No, we don't have eggs. They don't exist anymore.
Easter Bunny brought us painted potatoes for in our baskets this year.
Well, at least you got potatoes. I just got a bunch of painted rocks.
Well, you deserve them.
Well, I use them for my rock soup.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I use the potatoes for making potato stamps.
Potato stamp. Yeah, there
Remember
you go.
that?
Yeah.
I wonder if kids
Little
make
ink pad, you carve on it, and then you...
We did a lot of shit with potatoes when we were kids. Man, potato batteries, potato stamps, making those potatoes that, that grow out of the potatoes, or you put it on the thing. Or no, that was
I'm sure. I mean, you can do that. You can do that.
Or am I thinking about an avocado
Sometimes when you find a potato underneath your sink that you haven't thought about in 14 years and suddenly there's like 8 potatoes.
I'm just saying.
Don't eat them, whatever you do.
Gen X made a lot of use of the potato.
A lot of potatoes, yeah.
Sometimes
you eat them. Sometimes you have French fries.
I love French fries.
Yeah. And a lot of ketchup.
French fries, potatoes.
Fried potatoes.
Yeah, so...
hey, it was a fun month.
It was a fun month. Very obscure, apparently. These movies aren't very
They're not
available.
easy to find, but they're still remembered.
I have a feeling that Dempsey is trying to erase his past. Because he's got so much success now as McDreamy.
Well, he's not anymore. I mean, he's not on the show anymore.
No, but now he's like Dexter dude.
Yeah.
Now he's...
God, I don't think he's racing anymore either. I think he's gotten to the point where he's just a little too old.
Well, it's a shame because I lost a lot of respect for Patrick Dempsey over this month. No, I'm kidding. Well, no, not really.
I still love these movies. I
really do. I still like Can't Buy Me Love because it's got that nostalgia sheen. Oh. And I love teen comedy.
It is so black and white. Yeah. It is so amazing.
So black and white. Can't Buy Me Love is an awful movie. It is bad.
Can't Buy Me Love?
No.
Loverboy?
Loverboy.
Loverboy is a bad movie.
Loverboy is a bad movie with a bad message.
Horrible message. It is the stellar opposite of Can't Buy Me Love.
That's why our morality is so effed up, man.
I don't.
It was Patrick Dempsey.
Poor writing. Yes, let's all blame Patrick Dempsey.
He was moral turpitude.
It was still fun to watch, though.
Oh, of course it was. Look, anytime you get to see Kirstie Alley doing her thing.
Yeah, and Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher being awesome. And the revelation of that one dude almost murdering me. The bodybuilder guy.
The bodybuilder guy, yeah.
I didn't recognize because he had short hair when I knew him.
Oh.
No, he just wasn't a very nice guy. He just was kind of
That's too bad.
He wasn't a jerk. Well, he ended up being a jerk.
You know what they say? Don't meet your heroes, Jim.
Well, yeah. I was like, I love you so much.
You're the lover boy guy.
You're so good.
You cried so good.
Now you're going to punch me. But that was crazy. That was crazy putting those two things together.
Yeah.
6 Degrees of Jimbo. That's our new thing.
Did I ever tell you about this sounds like a speed bump, but I swear it's related.
Okay.
Did I ever tell you about the time where I found out that 2 friends of mine were dating, but nobody had any idea?
No.
Like, we had this great moment where it was one of my roommates was dating this guy who nobody else really liked, and she was like kind of secretly dating him, and then literally like you did with the actor, kind of piece things together. And finally I was like, you're dating Dustin? And everyone was like, what? And she was like, yeah. It was so great, like being able to Sherlock Holmes out the clues. And it was so much fun.
Was it Dustin Diamond?
No, it was not. It would have been much cooler if it was Dustin Diamond.
Rest in power, Dustin.
He was rest in power. But anyway, that was the funny thing now is that the roommate is ended up marrying another friend of mine, and they have kids, and they're awesome.
Do you like this other friend better than Dustin?
I mean, I knew him before I knew any of them,
okay.
So yes.
What happened to Dustin?
I have no idea. I mean, honestly, I don't care.
Just another Dustin.
He was not a great movie. He was not a great person. A
great movie.
We were shooting a movie, and the whole thing fell apart because of him.
Really?
We were shooting a feature, and it all fell apart because of him.
What was his role in it?
He was directing. He was directing. But he was. It was supposed to be a collaboration with another friend of ours. And anyway, we shot about 45 minutes of it, and I always threatened to like turn it into a movie of how not to shoot a movie.
Nice.
But I still have all the footage. Like I have all the footage. I mean, it's 20 plus years old now.
That's crazy. I have that. I mean, that's what's so nuts, man. I have hundreds of hours of footage of a documentary that'll never see the day.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I have a pilot that I shot that I don't think will ever come out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh, more than half the stuff I've worked on in getting paid has never seen the light of day.
It is so nuts how that. And then this has nothing to do with Zaslav. It's not like he's tax breaking us.
No. It's just this is how the business is, unfortunately.
I haven't seen most of the stuff that I've been in, too. Like,
oh, really?
I never saw Party of Five. I've never seen most of the commercials I've been in.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of me.
Well,
find me
join the club,
irritating.
man. Join the club.
Yeah, well, you have to put up with it all the time.
I am secretly the president of the anti-gym club.
It's not that big of a secret.
It's GYM club because I don't like to work out.
You really shouldn't hold the meetings here.
I do it during the show.
Yes, they're very loud. Shh. They're pinning the tail on the Jimbo.
Anyway.
I do want to apologize. I want to apologize quickly.
Yes.
To a certain sect of our international audience.
And the funny thing is, which sect of the international audience are you apologizing to?
Australia?
Yeah.
Basically apologizing to Brendan. He's probably our only.
Brendan. Yeah.
But, yeah. No, I did not prepare for my Australian accent. I almost went into it this time, but yes, I will work on my Australian accent. It's a tough accent, man.
Yeah.
Just ask Seth Meyers. He can't do it either. He's a professional.
Well, I mean, just, revel in the fact that 99% of the people can't do accents at all. So, I mean...
Well, I can't do 99%. I just fake it.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
I make noises with confidence. But I'm sorry, Australia. I know things are weird between America and everybody, and I don't want to help foster that divide with my...
You should be apologizing to the Canadians, too, then.
Well...
You hit the Canadians a lot harder than you did the Australians.
But my Canadian accent is spot on, okay?
Yeah, but you should still apologize.
Hey, look, okay, Canada. Look, I'm sorry, but, you rib the ones you love the most,
Yeah.
And we're pals, and I don't feel the way, President Dum feels, so, I love me some back bacon, wear my toque.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Drink some...
Molson,
thank you. I was couldn't think of what it was. I was going to say Schlitz, and I was like, no, that's from...
I love Bob and Doug McKenzie. I love SCTV.
I mean, most of my favorite actors have come from Canada.
Yeah.
John
You guys
Candy
got
and
good health care.
Yeah.
I think Canada should make us the 9th province or whatever. I don't know how many provinces.
10th, I think it's 10th.
10th province. That'd be much better. I think we'd get the better deal.
With that. I'd be totally down with that. I think we should just make California the 10th province.
Oh, Canada.
Hey, look, if California becomes part of Canada, then it's a nice, safe place for them to come where it's warm.
Oh, my God. And if California becomes part of Canada, Canada becomes like the 6th largest economy in the world.
That is true.
So
fifth, technically.
5th?
We might even shoot up more because I don't know how big Canada's economy is.
Oh, not very big.
Not as big as California's, I know that.
No, people, they don't take too much from us, man. Maple syrup is,
Actually, I'm pretty sure we have more than twice the amount of Californians than they do Canadians.
Probably. And we do get a lot of stuff from Canada. So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Canada.
It's okay.
And I'm sorry, Australia.
Yeah.
Australia? Yeah.
Let's just do a blanket sorry to the world for being American. It's just who we are right
I
now.
will never stop doing accents, bad or good.
Mostly good.
But
mostly poorly.
But I'll always apologize afterwards.
Oh, no. I thought your Australian accent was fine.
Well, you're partially deaf.
That is true.
You have ear blindness.
Yes. I don't know who I'm talking to until I open my eyes.
You just don't hear accents. Everything sounds the same to you.
It's very bland. It's like that AI, like you start watching reels and it's the AI generated voice.
Talks like this.
Yeah, or the guy.
You can always tell when it's AI when they go over some word that it's like,
That guy, it's the one that is like confident, so it makes it sound like he's a person.
And then the actor, JVR Bardem.
Yeah. It's like, okay. And then he grabbed the puppy and put the puppy down.
Oh, God, I hate those too.
Yeah.
The one that's like an amalgam. It's like, the woman found the squirrel.
Yes,
the squirrel was almost
like
dead.
You're just narrating what's going on the screen.
She brought in the squirrel, gave it food and comfort. The squirrel was happy. And it's obviously like 10 different squirrels
but
in
you
this
know,
bit.
you know why they do that? It's because
Clicks.
all those come from Russia.
Yeah. Well, it's also just, you throw a bunch of clips together, throw on some AI voiceover, and it,
There are so much of our social media is actually Russian. I watch enough YouTube like cooking stuff with Eastern European and Russian people that it's like, well, it's no wonder why they use these weird, awful AI voices.
I hate those AI voices.
Yeah. Anyway, wow, we went way off track.
Anyway, sorry. sorry.
Oh, anyway.
But just to finish up the month, because we didn't talk about Run yet. Run was a fun.
It was as good as I remembered, which was all I really asked for.
Yeah.
I know it's really hard to find, but it is a fun movie.
All the movies are hard to find. They're all worth a watch, even if it's just for, seeing what crap was like in the 80s.
Yeah.
And if you're curious, if you're a fan of Dreamy, but you've never seen his earlier stuff, you definitely want to check it out. He's a very different actor than when he started.
Yes. You might even think he has range.
Now, yeah. He was just really unlikable. The thing is, I figured this out because I've been I've been studying Patrick Dempsey this month in depth.
Yeah.
I got in the lab, in the Gen X lab, got my beakers out.
I noticed all the half-naked pictures of him that you had posted everywhere.
Yeah, strangely
Sorry, shirtless. Oh, no, bottomless. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
He's a little spindly up top, but
but he's got a butt that don't quit.
Bodie old butt. No, but it's very rare for an actor who, at the beginning of their career, is so unlikable and fidgety and off-putting, and basically slowly destroys their career over a few years of bombs and repetitive jacket throwing. To come back and have such an incredible resurgence, it would be almost as if like. What's that kid from Growing Pains?
Kirk Cameron?
If like Kirk Cameron came back.
Absolutely not. There's no way.
Exactly.
There's no way.
Exactly. But
there was a stark difference between Kirk Cameron and Patrick Dempsey.
I don't know.
Yeah, there is.
Well, yeah. I mean, one's working now and one's...
Patrick Dempsey was never left behind.
That's true. Oh, nice. Nice. No, but you know what I'm saying. It's like... Yeah. All religious conversion aside, it was like if somebody, or Rick Schroeder, but I guess Rick Schroeder did come back.
Yeah, he did. He had his resurgence on TV.
And then he blew it.
Yeah.
He was really good in Lonesome Dove.
That was like 30 years ago.
Yeah, well, that's the last thing I liked him in. Lonesome Dove, and...
wasn't he in one of those procedural shows? Like probably. CSI.
He was in NYPD Blue.
NYPD Blue.
I think he was on that.
But I feel like he was in one of the Law and Orders or something.
No. He doesn't have that pedigree.
Oh, no.
No, he became like a prepper or something. He's like a doomsday.
Doomsday prepper?
I think so.
Jesus, that's awful.
Yeah, he's just become weird. Again, he moved to
so
Idaho.
You should compare Rick Schroeder and Kirk Cameron.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying these guys were equivalent to him at the time.
I mean, I disagree.
Kirk Cameron had a movie career and was one of the biggest heartthrobs.
Right, but at the time that we're talking about, the 87 to 91 or whatever that we covered these three movies, like Dempsey was in a movie star. Yes. I mean, like he was a movie star, and these guys were not.
Kirk Cameron was.
Yeah, not until the late 90s when he became a religious fanatic.
No, he was in like Father Like Son. They pushed. He was
true.
He was in a lot of comedy, movies back in the day.
Gee, I'm sorry, I forgot Like Father Like Son.
Look, Kirk Cameron.
Why are you a Kirk Cameron apologist?
Because Kirk Cameron is my brother.
He really came into his own and left behind 9.
He really did. He really did. No, I'm just saying it's okay. All of that aside, it's just very odd for an actor.
No, I agree.
To
especially a movie star or a movie actor. Yeah.
And then, he was one of the first two that went from movies to TV and found success that way.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, he found a lot more success in TV than he did in movies.
All it takes is the part and to stop being so goddamn fidgety.
Yeah. He calmed down a lot. Maybe he grew up.
Maybe he took a stillness class. Learned how to sit still.
Found some Shavasana yoga or something.
Maybe, or weed. I don't know.
Maybe.
Something.
Hey, whatever.
But it was fun. It was fun to revisit old Demps, and I had not seen those movies in a long time. And yeah, even as much as I really didn't like Loverboy, it was still interesting and fun to watch.
It was a good cautionary tale of how not to make a movie.
It is also crazy to see a movie where the character is so abhorrent and has zero comeuppance that is actually rewarded for his horrible behavior.
It's crazy.
Tenfold.
You don't see that often.
No. Usually a guy goes through...
I don't think I can name another movie where that happens.
No. Where somebody totally messes up their life and then does something really bad to get it back and then gets everything they've ever wanted because of the fact that they're a scumbag.
Wow, this is making me like the movie more now.
Well, it's original!
I can't think of anything, but I'm sure there's something else out there.
Yeah, probably some noir movies.
Yeah, yeah. But even those usually ended on down notes.
Well, I mean, it's usually the femme fatale that walks away.
Right.
You know, all the dudes get killed for trying to protect her, and then she's just like, bop, 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 taking the money and going, you dummies.
Going to the next guy.
Guys are dumb. That's what Phil Noir tells us.
They are.
Guys are dumb.
Well, that's what Loverboy taught us, too. Guys are dumb.
No, Loverboy taught us women are dumb. I'm sorry. It proves that, it's a very sexist movie.
Yeah.
Very sexist movie. Yeah. I'm really excited for next month. Just a little preview before we get going. Baby, we are doing Monty Python May.
Yeah. Monty May.
Monty May.
Yeah. This is part of the reason I haven't really watched a lot this month because I've been watching a lot of Monty Python.
Yeah, our first show is about Flying Circus, and we're trying to get through the entire series.
We will
before the show. God,
but yeah, we're gonna cover all of them, everything. It's gonna be great. I'm super excited.
It is the opposite of this month, basically. May's coming up. We're gonna have a lot of fun. And we'll be doing Flying Circus, we'll be doing Holy Grail, Life of Brian, and The Meaning of Life.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm super excited about it.
Me too. So let's move it on to some movies. Didn't really watch a lot of movies this month.
No, I don't think I think the only movie I actually watched this month was Meet the Parents.
It's an older movie.
It is an older movie. Phoebe had never seen it, and I was like, oh, okay.
It's kind of like a prequel to Severance.
Sure.
I don't know, because of the cat. Cat likes to poop in the toilet.
Yes, just like in Severance. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's all an allegory for cats pooping in toilets.
Right. Except the cat is a goat, and it is ritualistically sacrificed.
You should know that, idiots.
Spoiler, sorry.
I watched a couple of movies. Two that stood out to me, I'll just mention quickly. Mm-hmm. I watched Strange Darling, which was directed by J.T. Molnar. Is that how you say it?
J.T. Molnar?
Molnar.
He's done some other stuff.
Yes. And strangely enough, Giovanni Ribisi, the actor, is the cinematographer, and he does an amazing job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
I didn't know he was a cinematographer.
I didn't either.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I think...
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it too much because
don't spoil anything.
Completely go in blind.
Yeah.
Without knowing anything. But I will tell you this. It really surprised me. The narrative device that they use is exceptional.
Yeah.
And in terms of these types of, like serial killer chasing somebody down, whatever movies, this is one of the most brilliant ones I've ever seen. And it completely subverts everything over and over again to the point where by the end you're just like, this is amazing. What did I just watch? What's going on here?
The trailer made me want to see it in the theater, and then I didn't have a chance to, and I'm really surprised I have not watched it yet.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's on Hulu. I've heard it's incredible.
Really good. Willa Fitzgerald plays the lady. She is both the leads. Kyle Gallner. I recognized him from some other stuff. I don't know her from anything. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Also, Barbara Hershey and Ed Begley Jr. in it.
Oh, really?
So good. So nice to see Barbara Hershey again, who looks amazing. which doesn't matter, but she looks amazing for however old she is. Ed Begley's great. Very small cast, but the movie jumps around. It's just great. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
If you like horror movies or serial killer stuff, revenge type of thing, watch it because and watch it blind.
Yeah. JT Mulner, so the only other film he's done was a Western called Outlaws and Angels in 2016. It was starring Chad Michael Murray and Francesca Eastwood, Terry Polo, Francis Fisher, and Luke Wilson. All right. I have no idea if it was any good or not.
I'll check it out just on the strength of his direction on this.
And unfortunately, you got to sit through Chad Michael Murray, and I apologize for that.
Did you create him? You worked with him.
He lived up the street from us for like 10 years.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. I would run into him at Ralph's all the time.
Did he recognize you?
No, even though I worked with him, he literally would never say hi.
What a jerk.
He was an asshole.
Chad Michael Murray. What's wrong with you?
I have a lot of stories about Chad Michael Murray.
Ooh.
Not getting into now.
All right.
But the other thing is that he wrote The Long Walk, which is coming out in September.
Okay.
So I'm really curious because I can't say anything, but I saw a sneak preview of this like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And as a fan of the book, I was not a huge fan of the movie. It was okay, but there was some stuff that was changed I was not a fan of. But then I recently talked to a friend of mine who did the post on it. He mixed it, the audio mix, and apparently they were choosing between a few different endings. And
okay.
So I was like, okay, maybe when it comes out, it'll be different because I really hated the ending.
Okay. Well, hopefully they do because...
But it was written well. I mean, I like the fact that J.T. Mulner wrote it because it's written well. There's just some plot choices I didn't agree with.
It's an interesting one to adapt.
It's going to be interesting because they literally, according to the friend of mine, the way they shot it is that they would walk for like 4 miles and shoot a scene and then walk back to the 4 miles and talk notes as they went. So they literally walked over like 400 or 500 miles.
Nice, getting
like
steps in.
During the shoot. It was crazy, but it was shot really well. It's directed really well.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much more about it, but the friend of mine had never read the book, so like I was like, read it and then you'll understand.
It's like a super dystopian Hunger Games.
Yeah, I mean it was really the first kind of that was like that.
Yeah,
I mean it was because it came out in like 79 or 80 or something.
King explored a lot of different stuff as Bachman.
Yeah.
You know?
Stuff that was not less supernatural and more social commentary.
Yeah, and more psychological. Like, what's the one about the school shooter?
Rage. Yeah.
Which I don't think
it's not in print anymore. He took it out as soon as... Personally, Stephen King was like, told his publishers, he's like, you can't publish this anymore.
After Columbine,
because,
right?
it was around that time. Yeah. Like, there was enough school shootings going on that he was like, I don't want to inspire anybody. But I still have it. It's still... You can still find copies of it.
Yeah, I have it too. I think in my Bachman
books.
Books.
But that also includes Roadwork, which is a great... super messed up. The 5 original Bachman books were Rage, Roadwork, The Long Walk, and The Running Man.
Right.
And then Thinner came out by itself.
And Blaze.
Blaze was later.
Right.
Much later.
So there's...
which when we all knew that it was King. But when those 5 first came out, they did not know that it was Stephen King.
No.
It was actually a funny story. It was a librarian that figured it out because they had really liked the book and they contacted the publisher and someone was like associated King with it. And he was like, wait, Richard Bachman, Stephen King? And they were like, well, cat's out of the bag.
Oops.
And that was, But they didn't think that number one, the publishers thought that because King writes so much that it would be overload.
Yeah.
And that these were different enough that they were like, okay, like, you can put these under this pen name.
How cool is that? That you're such a popular and amazing writer that you publish another 7 books under somebody else's name.
Yeah. I mean, that you're so prolific. Like, you never stop.
I love him so much.
Yeah. But anyway.
New book coming out next month, by the way.
Yes.
A new Holly Gibney.
But I have been waiting for an adaptation of The Long Walk for decades.
Nice.
And Frank Darabont was talking about doing it, and he had the property for a long time, and then when he finally didn't do it, I think it was Blumhouse picked it up, and again, it's not bad. I recommend seeing it. I definitely want to see it again.
And you don't know what it's going to be like in the final.
It's exactly. I mean, I saw it in a very early stage,
in a rough state.
Yeah, I don't even think it had the right music with it, so I think that's a huge part. Of the.
Well, this is a big year for Bachman. It got a Running Man remake and Long Walk.
Oh, and hopefully the Running Man is a little closer to the. And don't get me wrong, I love the Schwarzenegger movie.
Oh,
but
it is so 80s.
But the book is so good.
Yeah,
so good.
The 80s version is so 80s.
It's like I love it so much.
Oh, me too. But it's like so it is 80s. Not the book.
It's so 80s.
But it's so 80s because it's got Richard Dawson as the host because he was huge. Preeminent game show host. He was
the game show host.
It was weird how he kept kissing all the contestants in The Running Man, or he kissed Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hey, well, that was a very good kiss. I'll use your tongue.
I'll buy that for $1.
I'll buy that.
But yeah. While
you're waiting for The Long Walk, check out Strange Darling.
Yeah, definitely. I need to see it. I tried to watch it before right now, but I just didn't have time.
There's so many young filmmakers today, like Osgood Perkins or this guy, other ones that I can name, but I don't know anybody's name anymore. But they're trying a lot of new stuff, and they're really monkeying up the genre and mixing things up. And there's a really great crop of young filmmakers and directors out now, both in TV and movies, and it's just
they're trying some different things and they don't feel shackled by or it doesn't seem like they feel shackled by the studio, like telling them what to do.
Well, because they're also smaller movies, they get to explore in these kind of these genre pictures, which are lower budgets and lower pressure,
right?
And usually get a decent audience because of the genre or whatever. So it's really cool to see. Again, it's really cool to see very talented, passionate artists making horror movies.
Right. Yeah. It's nice. It's nice to get back to that. Yeah.
It's good stuff. Just one other movie that I saw that I want to mention. I think it came out last year.
Was it last year?
I think so.
Oh, I thought it was new.
Or maybe this year?
I think it came out this year. I think it came out last month.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, it's The Order, which is a horrible title. I didn't like this movie. It's totally in my wheelhouse too. 100% of me. I was very excited for it. It takes place in 1984. Jude Law is a FBI guy working with Ty Sheridan, who's a cop, and they're trying to take down this Aryan Brotherhood homegrown terrorist group, and this was when they all thought that racists were just like racists. They didn't think that they were organized because they start robbing banks, and they're like, "Well,
had they never heard of the KKK?"
Well, the KKK didn't rob banks. The KKK was never organized into like a militia. According to the movie, okay? According to the FBI,
right, sure. I already see how you don't like this movie.
Okay, so they didn't. So they're skeptical of the fact that there's this Aryan super group running around doing this stuff, right?
The Highwaymen? Yeah.
Yes. And Nicholas Hoult plays the head of the Aryan gang, and he's just so bland. And I usually really like
Nicholas Hoult?
Yeah.
Well, that's disappointing.
It's very disappointing.
God, he's really good.
It's not his fault. It's the character. They try to balance his character out as kind of a family man and a racist.
Oh, no.
So they try to give him some sympathy or whatever, or give him some depth. But his character just doesn't have the gravitas to be this leader.
Right.
It just doesn't work. He doesn't work. He's miscast. Jude Law is very badly miscast.
Right.
He's running around chewing the scenery. And so much of this movie, and it's such a great cast. It's got Journey Smollett. She was on the other HBO show, the Lovecraftian one. She was great in that.
Yeah. Night Country?
Something like that. Yeah.
Something Country? Yeah.
Ty Sheridan's great. He was in Ready Player One and a bunch of other stuff. Mark Maron's in it. Small part. Got a good cast, but it's very by the numbers. Jude Law you got to rein Jude Law in. Jude Law needs to be controlled as an actor because he's like a caged animal.
Yeah, you need to watch Skeleton Crew, which shows a better way to control him.
His little frowny face. Whoa, my frowny face. Got my frowny face on. My red frowny face because I'm mad. He's got that red frowny face a lot.
Yeah.
And he's the tortured blah, 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 and the guy blah, blah, blah. Every sort of trope or cliche, just name it and it's in it. And it was very disappointing. And it was funny because the movie ended, and I was like, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And watching it, it wasn't
You were waiting to cast judgment.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it's a horrible movie, but for me, it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
When a movie has so much potential for me to like it, and
Right.
already I'm on it. It's 1984. I'm already on its side. You know,
Yeah.
you won me over there. Now you're going to lose me.
Right.
And unfortunately, this lost me. And I'm a big fan of Jude Law and Nicholas Hoult. And I just think they were both miscast.
Well, I am utterly shocked that the guy who directed Assassin's Creed directed a bad movie. Shocked.
Well, it's just a shame. A shame. But, so, watch it if you want.
Yeah. It seems like it. Yeah, it seems like somebody could like it, but I mean, it's
It's a fine C+, C+.
Yeah.
Afternoon movie.
Right.
Have a beer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then afterwards, hate it.
And then afterwards, why did I watch that?
Why did I waste 2 hours?
You're much better off watching Strange Darling. Strange
Yeah.
Darling is
Much better,
a masterpiece, in my opinion.
Okay.
So that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
Yeah.
So TV, I watched a little bit more TV. Again, we've both been kind of fixated on Monty Python.
I mean, I've definitely watched other TV. Like we were catching up on Last of Us, which just started again.
Yes.
We still have one more episode to watch before we can totally catch up.
The second episode is an amazing episode of television.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying the differences. I enjoyed it last season. As a huge fan of the games. I'm replaying Last of Us 2 right now.
Yeah.
Just I'm casually playing through it during the season just to kind of have a, juxtapose. Ooh, this is different from that.
Right.
But I love the changes that they've made. And they really are upping the stakes and making it, because you can't, everybody's like, well, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that?
Yeah.
You can't do a shot-for-shot remake of the video game.
No, that would be boring.
Yes, because a lot of the game is game.
It's
not
interactive.
story. Yes.
Like you're pushing the story forward.
Yes, so it's a different narrative creature, and I think that the choices that they've made so far have been really good.
Okay. I'm really excited to see the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, it's just so great to have back. Bella Ramsey's so good.
Yeah.
And the new people in the cast, Catherine O'Hara's great.
Yeah.
I'm really, really enjoying the actor playing Joel's brother.
Oh, yeah.
The guy plays Tommy. I really liked him in the first season, but I think he's going to have a much bigger
part
role in this. And he's got some cool shit going on in the second episode, man. So cool. Anyway, we'll talk about it more when you've seen it.
Yeah.
Just some quick recs to run down.
Sure.
Since we don't have anything to talk about. I watched The Bondsman with Kevin Bacon. Thank you. And great.
Fun.
Super fun. I love this type of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Tremors Kevin Bacon. Bondsman Kevin Bacon.
Where it's kind of goofy.
Anti-hero.
Yeah.
Very flawed.
Right.
But trying to do the right thing. The actor who plays his mom is so great. Beth Grant.
Beth Grant. I don't know who that is.
You know her as soon as you see her.
Oh, yeah.
She's the one that talks like this, and she always plays
religious
ladies.
She's got to be more than that.
She's 75.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But he's 60. I'm right.
He's like...
He's 66. She's 9
really?
years older than
God,
him.
I didn't realize that Kevin Bacon was 66.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Well, he plays a guy. He looks great. But yeah, she's 9 years older than him playing his mom. She was very young when she had him. She was 9. But he's this, he used to be a country singer with his wife. And so his wife and his son, they're estranged. His wife is dating Lucky, played by Damon Harriman. You would know him from, he was Dewey on Justified. Such a great part of that show. Plus, he played Manson in 2 different projects.
That's how I know the name.
Yeah, he was Manson in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And in the David Fincher show, Mindhunter, he also
played him in that too. Yeah,
because he's just this tiny little guy.
He just looks exactly like Charles Manson.
But he's such a great actor.
He is. He's really good.
And
he plays his son.
No, yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
No. His wife ends up going with his character Lucky, who's also a bad guy, and he's trying. So Lucky has his guys slit. This is all in the first shot, so I'm not.
Yeah.
But anyway, they kill Kevin Bacon.
Right.
So he comes back and he's going to hell for things that you'll find out in the season.
Yeah.
But he's been tasked with being the bondsman, which is basically the bail, the skip tracer for hell.
Right.
So
to find demons that have escaped or need to come back.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's a really fun concept.
That sounds great. Yeah.
So yeah, bondsman, totally fun. It's about a half hour each episode.
Yeah, a trailer sold it completely. I completely forgot it existed.
Yeah, there's so much stuff out now. It's really things get lost in the shuffle.
I can't. There's so much, man.
Like the White Lotus, I haven't watched the newest season of that.
I haven't watched any of it. I've heard great things.
I love the first two seasons. The first season more so, but I really enjoyed both seasons. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I
haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched it because there's just too much crap. Plus, we got to go through.
We got stuff for the show. We got work.
Got to do work. I also want to mention my sister recommended that I watch The Pit.
Yes,
on Max.
It's another show I'm very excited about.
With Noah Wyle as the head character of this Pittsburgh hospital that's kind of the pit. That's where they throw everybody. Yeah. I forgot how much I love medical procedural shows.
Yeah.
I used to love ER all the way back to St. Elsewhere, man.
Yeah.
And Scrubs and
which is a little less of a procedural,
right? But still,
but hospital set things.
Exactly.
This is why you're going to watch all of Grey's Anatomy.
That's the one that I did not and will not. But House, man.
House. God, man, I need to rewatch. I worked on House, and I haven't seen 90% of the episodes.
I catch myself when I'm doom scrolling on YouTube watching some House.
Oh yeah, they are prevalent.
I love hospital procedurals, and this one's great. It's got a fun cast. One of the actors is Bryan Cranston's daughter.
Oh, nice.
She's really good.
Who? Noah Wyle. Is that who plays the lead guy?
Yeah. And
he's really good.
He's really. I forgot how much I like Noah Wyle.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's retreading the doctor from ER. It's a completely different character. There's a healthy mix between patients that come in, get their clothes cut off, get fixed.
Yeah.
And then there's not a lot of like, oh, we're getting to know these people now.
Right.
There is like the OD kid whose parents come in and, we get to know them.
Yeah,
and then there's the other. And then things, it's very realistic.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like.
I've heard that this is probably the most realistic depiction of an ER, like non-documentary.
It doesn't seem like manufactured drama.
Right.
There is humanity and stuff between the
relationships
characters,
and things.
Course, because that's where you work.
Yeah.
But Noah Wiley's great. Bryan Cranston's daughter is Taylor Dearden.
Okay.
Guess she did. She wanted to make it on her own.
Sure. Good for her.
But she's great. Isa Briones is great.
Mm-hmm.
She was in Picard.
Okay.
Big part in that. Very good. Catherine Lanasa. You know her. She's been in a ton of stuff. She's a character actor. And then Fiona Dourif, who is Brad Dourif's daughter, played him.
Right.
Played the younger version of him in the Chucky series.
Right.
And she was also in. Did you ever watch Dirk Gently?
Yeah.
She was the killer that talked like this.
Yeah.
Exceptional
She's great.
actor.
Yeah.
Good. She was like, I can recognize her. Right. And then when I found out what she did, I was like, I can't believe it. She's so versatile. Anyway.
I've always had, since visiting Pittsburgh a few years ago, it's the first time I'd ever been there.
Yeah.
I have had this weird affectation for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fascinating city. Mm-hmm. The whole area is just fascinating. And Pittsburgh is where like ambulances like first came out, or they implemented the idea of ambulances for the first time in Pittsburgh. So it has a long medical history, with advancing things. So it's fascinating. I definitely want to watch it. I did find out that the character that Noah Wyle plays is based on a real guy.
Really?
Who had, unfortunately, a very tragic ending to his life.
Oh.
But I'm assuming they're not going to go there with it. But yeah.
It'll kind of ruin the show.
Yeah. But, I mean, who knows, though? I mean, it's a realistic portrayal. It might be that they have it set for a certain amount. And, who knows? I don't know. But anyway, I've heard very good things.
Yeah, there seems to be.
I really want to watch it.
Yeah, I would 100% recommend it. I've only watched 2 or 3 episodes, I think. I know that there's some sort of demon in the back of his mind that I think has to do with COVID or something.
Oh.
Because there's flashbacks of him in hazmat gear. So
wow.
Just assuming it's COVID.
Right.
I don't think that there was like an Ebola outbreak in Pittsburgh. But yeah, it's very fast paced. It's very realistic, and again, it's really cool to see Noah Wyle.
Yeah, I like
back
Noah
at
Wyle
it
a lot. Yeah.
So yeah, I recommend that. Thank you, Tracy, my sister, for recommending it.
Yeah. We did finally, the new season of Andor is out.
Oh, baby.
First 3 episodes. We've watched the first episode. So funny, we watched a recap of the first season, and there is so much that happened that I do not remember. So much
happened in that series.
Entire character arcs I don't remember.
It is really good.
Yeah.
Already out of the gate, the first episode is great.
So good.
It's really the first adult Star Wars series.
Yeah.
It's grown-up Star Wars series.
Grown-up,
It's not like there's nudity and swearing. But it's more... There's still humor. There's still adventure. But there's the sword of Damocles that we all know that's swinging over this thing.
Right.
And we know what's going to happen. So getting there is really great. And it's made me very excited to rewatch Rogue One after we finished watching this series. And I think it's going to add a whole new depth to that movie.
Yeah, and going straight into episode 4. Yeah. Like that whole sequence of these 2 seasons and then Rogue One and then episode 4 is incredible.
I think I'm going to do
a big massive
and I'll
like
start
a 24-hour watch.
I'm not going to do the other series, and I'm not going to probably do that.
No, but this is, I think if you're going to rewatch episode 4, I think watching these beforehand.
Oh, yeah. Because it is so much part of the rebellion. It is the birth, and we're watching the evolution of the rebellion.
Yeah.
With Mon Mothma and the character that Stellan Skarsgård plays.
Yes.
Is it Stellan?
Stellan? Yeah, I think it is.
Because there's so many Skarsgårds out now. That's the daddy Skarsgård.
I think it's,
And he's got these 3 boys that are also actors. Skarsgårds are taking over.
So good.
Oh, my God.
So good.
So good, because I just love the spy aspect of it. And the double dealing.
Perfectly cast. Just with the look. Yeah. You can tell that he's scheming. And like it's so, and there's, it's like almost every actor is that way. They cast the upper crust that are trying to like start the rebellion or fund the rebellion.
Oh yeah,
are cast so well.
Ben Mendelsohn is so good. He was in The Outsider on the HBO adaptation of Stephen King's The Outsider.
Yeah,
which was great.
Yeah, he was in Captain Marvel. He plays one of the aliens in like Captain Marvel and the
one of the Skrills.
Scrolls. Thank you. Like he's been in a ton of stuff. I mean,
Krill, like what?
Krill is what whale eat. Yeah, that's not what the Skrulls are. Although they can turn into that, they can transform into that. Yeah,
but Fiona Shaw. I mean, Diego Luna, of course. Alex Lothar.
The cast is fantastic, and I mean, even it's worth watching just for Diego Luna and Stellan Skarsgård. I mean, those 2 are just incredible.
Very good.
But the whole cast is fantastic. It's shot well. It is written. Tony Gilroy is so good.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Such a good writer.
I'm really excited to watch the rest of this. We're going to probably catch another episode today. Because they've dropped the first 3 this week. Highly recommend that.
If you haven't watched the first season, watch it and catch up. Probably should have watched it again before we start watching the second season.
Seriously.
Because so much happens.
Well, I guess that's it for what I've watched on TV. I mean, I watched some other stuff, but, nothing I can think of. Well, let's get to games.
Yeah.
So we've been talking a lot lately about how 80s properties are coming back.
Yeah.
In video games.
Yeah, it was a weird realization we both had, and it was like, wait a minute, there's a lot of 80s properties that are like good games now.
Yes, and more coming out too. And I think if you're a Gen Xer and you've been thinking about getting back into gaming, it's a really good time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these games too, based on these properties, they're not super complicated.
No. They're pretty simple to play.
Straightforward. And a lot of times if we're playing something for the story, you just put it on easy.
Yeah. Don't don't ever feel bad that you want to just play through a story.
Yes, you paid for it. Enjoy it.
Yeah,
however you want to.
It's funny because with one of the properties we're going to talk about, literally the last boss I had to switch down to easy because I realized I was like through the whole game I died a few times, but I was like, okay, it's on normal. It's the way they intended. I always like to try that way, but the last guy I just died so many times and finally was like, you know what? I'm just going to go down to easy.
Yeah, I've done that a few. I did that on The Witcher.
Killed him the first try.
Yeah. There's certain times. There's no shame.
No.
And
it's about your enjoyment.
And admitting defeat.
Yeah.
But some of the games that have come out recently, you got a RoboCop game.
Yeah. So good.
RoboCop Rogue City.
Rogue City, yeah.
It was on sale for $8.
Yeah,
so
it's not expensive.
You're not going to pay an arm and a leg for it. It's already a budget title. It's a AA rather than a AAA.
It's worth $20.
100%.
Yeah.
It's if you like RoboCop, it takes place between RoboCop 2 and 3, right?
Correct.
And you got Peter Weller doing the voice.
Yeah.
You have a really wonderfully recreated version of the Precinct.
Oh, yeah.
Graphics are great.
The look and feel of the game are incredible.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
It's so great.
Very fun. It's kind of, most of these games that we're going to talk about kind of are, they're not open world, but they're like open hubs.
Yeah.
Where you go, there's an area that you go to, there's stuff to do in the area.
Right.
You get done with that area, there's another area. So it's not an open world, but I'm fine with that. I'm actually enjoying smaller games now, especially coming off of Cyberpunk 2077. Which, that's 200 hours if you want to, and I still haven't done everything. So it's nice to come into these more linear or just more manageable games, I would say.
Yeah.
And RoboCop is 100% that.
Oh, yeah. It is not an overly complicated game. There's definitely stuff if you don't do, you will miss.
Yeah.
But, it's for the story. I'm at some point, whenever we cover RoboCop, going to watch RoboCop, the first movie, the second movie, and then play this again. Because to me, it makes a better trilogy. Because it covers so much more of his humanity than the third movie, which the third movie just kind of went off the rails.
The third movie was horrible.
It was aimed more towards kids.
Again, just like Ghostbusters with the cartoon.
Yeah.
Once you get a cartoon going, your franchise
They needed to sell toys, and they can't do that with an R-rated movie.
We can't sell RoboCop plushies.
Yeah.
If it's R-rated.
If he's blowing everything up and there's grossness everywhere.
What if his bullets are made out of cheddar cheese?
But the game is so gory, and it's so in line with the first movie.
And you can up the gore with
there's blueprints
upgrades
you can get and stuff. And man, it is crazy. Like, I never got tired of shooting somebody, and their whole arm would fly off, and then you'd hear the guy go, "You shot off my arm!"
It's so much fun to play in that world.
Yeah.
And that the people that created this game love RoboCop.
Yeah.
Because it's a love letter to RoboCop.
It is.
And just really well done, especially for like a smaller studio and a AA game. They also did a game. We didn't play this one, but it again is part of our treatise. They did a Terminator game.
Yeah.
That's pretty similar.
Yeah.
Terminator Resistance, which is supposed to be really fun too. Waiting for that to go on sale, and I'll definitely pick it up.
Yeah.
There's also a survival Terminator game coming out.
Oh, yeah.
It looks pretty. I'm not a big survival game guy. I don't like chopping down trees and making.
Yeah, I always think I'm going to be into that stuff, and then I play it for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, wow, this is so not my thing.
Yeah, me too. It's like on paper. But this one actually looks interesting because you are surviving in the post-apocalyptic Terminator world.
Right.
When the machines have taken over and you're just trying to survive. That seems pretty interesting to me.
Yeah.
We'll see. But so you got a couple of Terminator games. You got a RoboCop game. We just got a Texas Chainsaw Massacre game for free.
Yeah.
I know that's technically 70s.
Yeah.
There are a lot of sequels in the 80s.
And we did play it a little bit, and it's interesting.
They have these games now that it's basically us versus them.
Yeah,
but
like
it's
a PvP.
Right, a PvP game, but it's a horror game. They have Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They have not Day of the Dead.
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. A couple other properties. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah,
is coming out.
there's a few. There was a Ghostbusters game like that, I believe.
Yeah, but it's basically 2 or 3 of the people are the Texas Chainsaw Massacre killers, Leatherface,
the family,
and the family. Yes.
Yeah.
And then the other people are victims trying to escape.
Yeah.
And so, with all of these games, it comes down to who you're playing with.
Right. It would really be fun if you had 7 people, like a group, you and 6 other people, that all would get on a server and just play against each other.
Yeah.
It would be really fun.
Oh, totally fun, because it's like hide and seek.
Yeah.
You know, with your friends.
It captures the mood of the movie so well.
Again, this is somebody who loved Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah. The recreation of the house is...
The art design is so good.
The sound design is so good.
So good.
So creepy. So lovingly done. It's just not my type of game.
we played the first one we played. I ended up being the only victim still alive, and literally ran around for like half an hour and was like, I don't know where to go. I don't know how to get out.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going. Finally, I just found the guys and let them kill me because I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Yes, I mean that's the problem with these games too, is because you have to solve.
There's like puzzles, which is interesting, and it was very lopsided towards the family. But again, I think it's just because we didn't play it very much. Yeah. And if you really are into that kind of thing, like I'm sure it's fantastic.
Oh, it's fun, and I played the Evil Dead one too. I think we got that for free one month, and same thing, fun. But we don't have enough friends, but we don't have enough video game friends. To really enjoy those type of games, because it's fine playing with strangers, but you use the microphone with people that I don't know. I don't get on chat with them. So
I've been burned too many times by assholes.
Oh my god, it's just tiny little kids calling you the F word.
Yeah,
and just using horrible racial slurs. Hearing in those tiny little,
it's not fun
voices is just horrifying.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre did have an interesting aspect to it, in that there was like they called it museum mode, but you literally went around the set they shot on, and then you explored, and they would give you little tidbits about how they shot the movie and stuff, which was really interesting.
Yeah.
I messed around with it for about 20-30 minutes, and then was kind of like, okay, like I see where it's going. There was a little bit of game aspect to it. We had to like find a way to open doors and stuff, but for the most part, it was like you walk by a window and someone suddenly jumps out of it, and it's one of the people, and they land and then they freeze, and it's like, then it was like, they used a mattress from an old neighborhood or something, so it was interesting.
I like that. This is also a good game if you have kids, if you're older kids, like your kids in college,
or your 5-year-olds.
No, but if you're if your son or daughter is a gamer and they're off at college, this is a fun way to play with them and introduce them to 70s movies, and it's definitely worth a play if you're into that kind of thing and if you have friends. They just did a remaster of The Thing game. Yeah. Which did you play this when it came out?
No, I did not.
I loved it. It was so groundbreaking when it came out because it had this fear system.
Oh, yeah.
Of you had to manage the paranoia of the people in the game.
Right.
And you didn't know who was the thing. It was very well done in terms of making you neurotic, giving you the scares. It was very groundbreaking at the time. They just did a remaster of it.
Yeah, which came out a couple months ago, I think. Just waiting for it to go down in price a little bit.
Got good reviews. It's definitely worth playing, at least the one that I played years and years ago. I can't vouch for the remake, but it was a really interesting take. And that's what I love. It's very iffy with property games.
Yeah.
So the PS2 and the PS3, Xbox 360, there's 1,000 licensed games. Yeah. Every movie that came out had a game.
So many. Yeah.
So many forgettable ones. Yeah. TV shows, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, yeah.
I love that game, though. That was fun.
CSI.
I think they did have a CSI. They did.
I know they did.
X-Files.
I always thought it was so stupid they had a CSI game, but it was like, all right.
Whatever. But The Thing, definitely something to check out if you like the movie. They did a remaster of the old Blade Runner game.
Yeah. Which that's a really old game.
Really old.
More like point and click.
You can usually get it for a couple of bucks.
Yeah, it definitely, again, art design, it captures the mood and feel of Blade Runner really well.
I remember playing this too when it came out, and it was very groundbreaking at the time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it's a little hard to swallow these days. There's also a new side scroller game coming out that is Halloween and the Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so some of the for some of the game you're playing as Michael Myers, chopping your way through whatever, and some of the game you're playing as Ash, chainsawing and shotgunning your way through whatever. But it looks fun if you like side-scrolling stuff. Again, it just seems like we're at a time where the guys making the people, men and women making the games, are probably of the Gen X age.
Yeah.
And they're bringing back some really great properties in such a loving way.
Yeah.
Another game based on an 80s property that's a little bit older that we talk about all the time that we love, Mad Max.
Oh, yeah. So good. Constantly. If you ever see lists of movies made into video games, it's always in the top 5.
Yes. Some of the best hand-to-hand combat.
Oh,
I would put it up there with Arkham Asylum in terms of...
So visceral. Oh, so
very
good.
satisfying.
Oh, God.
So it's a really good mix of the original Mad Max and the remake Mad Max.
Yeah.
It's kind of in the middle there. And again, like Adam said,
fantastic game.
One of the best licensed games.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's so funny because when you first start playing it, it seems like, wow, this is just going to be this desolate, nothing's happening.
Right.
But so much happens.
The story is so good.
Yeah.
So good.
It really is. And it takes twists and turns. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really fun stuff to it. And that's another one that you can pick up for a couple of bucks.
Yes, at most $5. I mean, it's on sale all the time.
So if you got yourself a console, an Xbox or a PlayStation, and you wanted to pick up all the games that we're talking about so far, you're looking at maybe a $50 expense for all of the games that we talked about so far. Which is
there's a new sale for if you have a PlayStation. There's a new sale right now where all of the Alien property games are on sale.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like Alien Isolation and Descent or whatever. Like there's been enough like survival games and stuff. There's like 5 or 6 properties or games from that property, but they're all on sale this week.
Alien is another one. Predator is another one. There's an isometric Predator game. The Texas Chainsaw games.
Yeah.
Those, I think we got that for free too.
Yeah, that's right.
All of these games, the ones that we played, we really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to get to the last one, which is the newest of the bunch.
Yeah.
Which is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Yeah.
We pick that up. Very rarely do we get new games on release.
Yeah.
But we've both been looking forward to this since it was, released on the Xbox, and now it's finally on the PS5. And this game is great.
Yeah.
They really, Machine Games, who made it, Bethesda Machine Games, they're the folks behind the Wolfenstein
the new
remakes.
Ones. Yeah.
They're not remakes, but the
new games.
Reboots, I guess you call it, which are fantastic
They're
games.
so good.
They're so over the top.
So ridiculous.
They're 100% pulp games. They're 100% grindhouse.
Oh, they're so much fun. They're so much fun.
Alternate reality with the Nazis taking over. Nothing greater than ripping the heads off Nazis. But it was so surprising that they made this game.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of combat in it. Very little gunplay.
It is definitely a lot more exploring and deciphering clues and things. Yeah.
You really feel like Indiana Jones. The last Indiana Jones game I really remember, I think it was Fate of Atlantis or something.
Yeah.
But it was like an action one on the 360.
Yeah.
Is that one was really fun.
Yeah.
I remember might
have even been before the 360.
Could have been. There's been a few, but this one was kind of the most indie of the indie games.
Yeah, it was definitely the best reviewed of all the indie games.
Yeah. And that's kind of the last thing we've had. It's been 20 years.
A couple decades. Yeah.
So they really capture the fun and the feel of an Indiana Jones movie. Because it's funny. I'll be playing it and be like, I don't know if I like this. And then I'll go into the next chapter and I'll be like, oh, I'm playing a movie.
Yeah. Essentially, yes. You're playing a big interactive movie.
The presentation of this game is great. The map system, the HUD system, it's very immersive. You got to pull up this map. You got to find the map first.
Yeah.
You got to pull it up and you gotta kind of look where things are. There's no markers for side quests. They're called field work.
Field work, yeah.
You got to find them out randomly.
Right.
But you do. It's not. It's very organic. It flows well together. You know. I've decided with my first playthrough, I'm not going to worry so much about finding all the collectibles.
No,
and everything.
I want to know the story.
Yeah. And I don't, because I do get, inevitably with these types of games, I get mired in the minutia.
Definitely got the impression, and I haven't played quite as much as you have yet, but I got the impression that you are able to go back to certain places.
Oh.
Because I know there's definitely a trophy about returning back and finding something.
Oh, okay.
At a different place. So I don't know how that works. I don't know if it's after the story's over.
Maybe.
But I felt kind of like the Star Wars game, the Jedi game.
Survivor?
Survivor, yeah, where you can travel back and forth.
Right.
But I don't know if that happens after a certain amount of time or, you know.
Because it seems pretty linear.
Yeah. I mean, so far for me, it's been very
Maybe we go back to the thing. But it's very detailed. The puzzles are fun. You really feel like indie.
Yeah.
And at first, I'm really coming around on first-person games, especially after playing Cyberpunk and that being one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
I'm less, knee-jerk reaction, like, first-person, blah.
Yeah.
The combat's a little weird, but it gets... Once you get the rhythm of it, it's fun because it's got those crunchy punch noises. It's got all the great sound effects from Indiana Jones. The guns have everything has this weight and bass to it.
Like you're punching a giant slab of meat.
Yeah, the crunch.
Yeah.
But it's very stealthy. There's all the little side quests and stuff are very interesting.
Yeah.
And you feel like indie solving problems. And this feels like an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
Like a really good movie. Like I kind of want to watch all the movies and play through the game.
Yeah, because I believe this one takes place right after Raiders. I believe
it's between Raiders and the Crusade, Last Crusade.
Last Crusade, yeah.
And because the opening is Raiders. I mean, the opening of the game.
Yeah.
It's not big spoilers.
Yeah.
Basically go through the opening of Raiders, which is really fun.
I mean, which is cool.
Such a cool way to introduce the character.
Very surprised to see Alfred Molina again.
Yes. Give me the whip. I 100%, even though I'm not very far into it. I've only played a couple hours.
My biggest gripe so far, and this is a personal thing, is that I just don't like first-person hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, it's tricky.
I like first-person games, but I like them as shooters because it makes more sense to me. This is why I've never finished Skyrim.
Yeah.
Why it's hard for me to do any of those medieval games. But at least Cyberpunk has guns.
Right.
But I mean, like, it's hard for me, like using the triggers for punching and stuff. But I will say, this game is going to cure me of that because I do want to play through this game because I love the property and I will get used to it for this game.
And it's got a very interesting way of leveling up your character. It doesn't have traditional level ups or whatever. You find these books.
Yeah.
And you spend points.
Adventure points
to read these books and implement whatever boost there is. And you can't just do all of them because some of them are really expensive.
Yeah.
And you only get so many points. So that's the fun part too, is like, well, which parts do I think will help my gameplay more, or what, how do I want to play? You can kind of shape your indie that way. And it's very, they take out a lot of the gamey parts of the game and make it much more immersive.
Yeah.
And it just flows really cool. Like when you, just like little tiny things, like when you start the game up, it shows you third-person indie standing exactly where you were when you quit the game.
Oh, yeah.
And then as soon as you start it, it just puts his hat on and you
go
right in. There's no load or anything.
Oh, that's cool.
You just walk right in. So, yeah, it is a really great time to be a Gen X gamer.
It is. It really is.
Because these properties are so lovingly created by the developers. And even if you pick up Indiana Jones at like $70, you're still, with all of the games that we mentioned, under $120.
Yeah.
For like 5 or 6 games, which is great.
Yeah.
And that's, then you have everything you need. To start
you're
your
good
gaming.
for quite a while. Yeah.
And there's a lot of great retro stuff too. Like you can get Galaga or Pac-Man or all the old stuff.
A ton of retro games. Yeah.
I just wish I could get Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
None of the Nintendo games, I think,
unfortunately, no, God, no. Are you kidding? Nintendo holds onto those properties with tight iron claws.
Well, it's sad. You would think like the original Donkey Kong.
No, they want you to buy their console.
That's another thing. The Switch 2 is coming out about $500, and they're charging $80 for a game, $90 if you want a physical copy.
Right. It's dumb. And they're not backing down from it. No. They're just like, this is it.
It worries me. I'm worried about game prices, because the first person that pulls the trigger is probably going to be GTA 6.
Yeah, yeah.
If somebody's going to charge $100 for a game or $99 for a game, it's going to be them. Now, yeah, there are games that are $99, $119, $120, but those are special editions.
Yeah,
or
deluxe
gold editions that have DLC and stuff that you pay for. But pretty soon, games are going to go up. I think $69 is a fair price for a AAA game. For the amount of entertainment that I've gotten from Cyberpunk, it's well worth $70.
Right.
Is every game? No. That's why there's sales.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think when you start jacking it up to $90, $100, then we're getting to the thing that I've been talking about a lot recently, which is pricing people out of fun.
Yeah.
And there's going to be people that right out of the gate's going to pay that $100 and be fine with it because who cares? It's nothing to them.
Yeah.
But for a lot of gamers, that's a lot of money. And if they bust through that wall, then everybody else is going to do it too.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
And once we get up to $100 games, it's going to kill the industry.
Yeah.
Because people aren't going to buy it.
No, there's going to be a steep drop-off, yeah.
I'll tell you this right now. If GTA comes out as a $100 game, I won't buy it.
Yeah.
I'll pre-order it if it's $70 because I've been waiting 15 years for this game.
Right.
But if it's $100, I can wait another 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah. If that's what they're going to do with it. And it's I get it. The cost of games is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if you make a good game, people are going to buy it.
Yeah. Well, this was I was just reading an interesting article or comment about the remake of Oblivion that came out this week.
Yeah.
And how it was announced like a week prior.
Yeah.
And they shadow dropped it. Mm-hmm. And it's like this person was making a point. He was like, this is why you don't need to spend years teasing something.
Yep.
Because that game has sold so many in just the first day and a half.
It's number one on Steam.
Yeah, it's sold so much, and they're charging $50 for it, and people are buying it.
Well, $49.99 isn't, out of all of the Skyrim games, that's the one I remember the most.
Yeah,
I remember it was funny. We were talking yesterday. I barely remember any games from the PS2 360 era.
Yeah.
Because I was so drunk.
It was a rough time. It was
a fun time. but and also so many games of that time were forgettable.
Yeah.
All these movie tie-in games and stuff that was, I remember the biggies like Red Dead Redemption 1.
Right.
And of course Last of Us and
the Lost Via Domus. Yeah.
Yes. But when your hobby becomes untenable, that's a shame, man.
Yeah, if your hobby gets too expensive for you, that sucks.
And Nintendo charging $90 for their games. I love Nintendo, and I've been itching to get a Switch since it came out because I do. There's a part of me that really misses Mario games and Zelda games, and that old school super innocuous platformer,
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
And so when I heard about the Switch 2, I was like, okay, well maybe, if it's like $250, like the old Switch, whatever. But no, man, it's almost $500.
Yeah.
And they're so blatantly discouraging buying physical copies. And even if you buy a physical copy, you have to link it digitally. It's not like it's on its own going to work. This whole business model,
Yeah.
it's really, I get it. Things are tough in the industry.
Yeah.
But don't punish the consumer. Don't punish us.
No, don't punish your fan base.
Exactly.
Like that's ridiculous. I mean, that you lose them, then you got nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to win over new people if everyone's like, well, I wouldn't buy it because it's too friggin' expensive.
Now, Nintendo is kind of its own entity.
Yeah.
It's always flown under its own banner. It's always, walked its own walk and talked its own talk. So I get it. And they have a very commanding niche part of the video game market. They're very family oriented. They're, it's games for everybody.
Yeah.
So I get it. But they're opening it up to everybody else.
Right.
To start charging more.
Yeah. They are.
And also to discontinue doing physical media.
Right.
Which that's really what they're going for. They want games to be digital because then they have control over their properties.
Then you technically don't own it.
You're just leasing it.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy, man. Even if you buy the game, the Indiana Jones game is 125 gigs that you have to transfer over to your
It's so huge.
console.
It literally took me my PS5 3.5 hours to transfer everything over.
That's no internet. That's just
going
drive.
from disk to drive. And it's been a long time since I have started playing a game and then had to stop after a level because the next level hadn't loaded yet.
That's crazy. Crazy.
So big, so huge. But it's going to be great, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited that we own it and that we can play through it multiple times.
That's the thing, too. It's like any big game from now on, anything over $30, I'll definitely get on physical media because I like having it. I like the fact that we could share it.
Yeah.
And I don't like knowing that the company can excise my game from my drive anytime
just
they
take
want.
it away whenever they want. Yeah.
You have to literally download everything to a drive, disconnect it to keep it. Yeah. But as soon as you pop that drive in, they'll probably yank it. If you're online, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's really curious. I'm really curious to see what's going on with the industry and where it's going to go. Well, I think that's it for today.
Yeah, so check out these Dempsey movies if you can.
Yeah. They're fun.
Definitely, Can't Buy Me Love is a good one for your collection.
Yeah.
There's no that's a classic, I would say, a classic teen comedy. Put that one in your collection. Look for the other ones. If you can find a $5 copy, pick it up if you want. But, I ain't going to push it.
Yeah. Run is better. Run is a better option than Loverboy.
But Loverboy is so interesting to watch just how shockingly misogynistic and nihilistic it truly is.
It really is.
It's crazy. It's like if cocaine were a movie. So, speaking of movies, Strange Darling.
Yeah.
If you're a horror fan, serial killer fan, crime fan, check it out. You will not be disappointed.
It's on Hulu.
Let us know what you think if you do.
Yep.
Order. For TV, check out The Bondsman. Quick, get through it probably in a weekend. The Pit, so good. And Andor, amazing.
Yeah. I didn't mention this during the TV, but the season of The Floor is almost over.
Oh.
Brian O'Halloran won $110,000.
Who's Brian O'Halloran?
From Clerks.
Oh.
He was on the show. Yeah. He finally got, spoilers, he finally got kicked off the show. He lost, but he literally won $110,000.
Good for him.
He seems like such a good dude. Everybody was so sad when he left.
Which one is he?
He was Dante.
Oh, Dante. So he's the good one, not the really annoying one.
No, not Randall.
Randall.
No, Brian O'Halloran. He was great. Anyway, but he won. He broke a bunch of records on the show.
Oh, good for him.
He won the most money without winning the actual show, and he won the most duels, as they called them.
He seems like the kind of guy that would do really well on a game show.
Yeah. But anyway, it was just fun because we covered Clerks.
What's that one on?
That's on Hulu. As well. Yeah.
So watch The Floor on Hulu.
The Floor. It's fun. It's a super fun show. Rob Lowe hosted. It's super fun.
Love Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
And then, if you're looking to get into gaming, to get back into it, it's a really great time.
Yeah.
There's so many great 80s properties, plus really great retro games, stuff that you played as a kid.
Right.
They're always releasing those games,
There's a ton of them already out. Yeah.
So, and the investment is pretty low on all these things.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I start with Mad Max. It'll cost you less than $3, and you'll realize just how good these properties can be.
Yeah, I would say tops, RoboCop, Indiana Jones, Mad Max.
Yeah.
Those are the best of the bunch of the ones that we talked about, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so get to gaming, get to watching.
Yeah.
And then, oh, baby, we're taking a trip over the pond next month.
Yeah, we'll be back next week with our Monty Python's Flying Circus. God, I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to go watch them right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Welcome to Gen. Yeah.
Welcome to Gen.
Okay. All right.
Just don't die while recording, Jim.
It'll be our best show ever. Finally, we'll get some numbers. We'll listen to the podcast. You die on air.
So, Jim, what did you watch for TV? Jim. All right.
Here.
Yeah, just.
Anyway.
Yes.
The guests, no, because the guests are just mostly, because it's very.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of. There is.
Words, you got to use them, Jim.
So there's not. Cut all that out.
Yeah, we can just get into it.
Such an idiot. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. LA Law. Already in progress.